Hello everyone. Come today, let's see another very interesting recipe, how to make a pizza without an oven. Come, let's start. I have taken 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I have used this cup. 3 cups I have taken. You can use any cup of your choice. And here I have taken half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to add into that. 1 tablespoon of sugar. You can take brown sugar or white sugar. I'm just adding it into it. And then here I have taken, this is around 500 grams of flour. So for that I have taken 3.5 grams of yeast, instant dry yeast. So if we see it in tablespoon, it's around 1 tablespoon. Add that in. We are adding the salt just to energize or boost the yeast to activate. And then here I have taken 1 tablespoon of olive oil. I'm just going to add in this. After that, I'm going to use lukewarm water, not cold water. It should be lukewarm. If you put more hot water, it will kill the yeast and it will not rise. So you will have to use lukewarm water. This is perfect. So I'm going to add in and I'm going to mix this. Before that, I'm going to mix this one time, but make sure you don't mix the salt with the yeast. I mean, you should not put it together, but when you mix, it is okay, because salt has the ability of killing the yeast. So don't put it directly onto the yeast. So now the salt is mixed. Now mix the other ingredients. Now I am going to add in the water little by little and make it into a sticky dough. Now let's use the hand. If you have a kneading machine or a dough blender, you can put this into it also. But if you don't have, never mind, you don't have to waste so much of energy. You can easily make this dough. It will be sticky at the beginning. If you want, you can add in egg as well, but this goes nicely. Now it has come to this level. It's sticky. Add some more oil. Not too much, little bit. Maybe half a tablespoon, and just mix it around. Now you can see it is not sticky as before. At this point, take another half tablespoon or half a tablespoon and rub all over the bowl. You can use another different bowl also, but this is fine. Just apply the oil so that it's easy when it gets set. And cover this with a cling wrap and let it sit for 45 to 1 hour until it becomes double in size. So now I am going to keep it aside and let me see you after 1 hour. Now it has been 1 hour. I kept it for 1 hour. And see, you can see it has doubled in size. So punch it down. And just because we added the oil at the round, so it's easy to take out. Take it onto the bench top and knead it for around 5 minutes. You need to knead well to release all the bubbles, air bubbles in the dough. Get along with your kids and do it because they love cooking these things. I have touched some oil in my hand and continue kneading. After kneading this, let it sit for 5 minutes. Meanwhile, let's see what are the other ingredients I have prepared for this. Now here, I have taken some sweet peppers or bell peppers, cut it into small pieces like this, and some onions, and here I have taken some tomatoes. I just cut these into pieces and kept it in the fridge for a while so that it doesn't ooze out more water. I have not added any salt into it. While we are doing the pizza, we will add the salt. And here the chicken, I am using chicken today. I have just fried it and shredded the chicken. If you are using prawns or cuttlefish or sausages, just give it a toast because we are going to do the pizza in the pan and not the oven. So it's better, whatever the meat you are using, just saute it in the pan so that it cooks nicely. And here I have taken some tomato ketchup. You can, if you have pizza sauce, you can go ahead and use, but this works well for me. And here I have got some cheddar cheese which I am going to use, and this is an Italian herb. You can use any kind of herb of your choice, and I am using some olive oil. Olive oil is a must because if you use any other oil, the taste becomes different, so it's better, and I suggest that you use olive oil. So while the dough is resting, let's switch on the pan. I'm using a non-stick pan. A non-stick pan will help you to make this, and reduce the flame to the possible lowest because the dough has to cook. So it will take some time, but still you need to reduce it to the possible lowest and just heat the pan for a while. Now you can see within 5 minutes the dough has expanded a little bit. So if you have a pizza cutter, you can cut the dough into equal size pieces. If not, just use a knife to cut it. We are not going to do so big because we are going to do it in a pan. So let's make it into 6 equal pieces and roll this in this way. After kneading it nicely for 5 minutes, it's not sticking at all. So this is what we need. If you make this in this method, if it is too hot outside, it will even double in size in half an hour. So make sure you check your dough once in a while, but don't go to open it. Without disturbing it, you can check the dough. I can get the nice yeast smell. So now our dough is ready. Now let's start to make the pizza. You can roll, if you want, you can roll it in the rolling pin, but I'm using this way, just with the hand. Just pan is nice and hot, not too hot. If it is too hot, it will burn down and then your pizza won't be crispy. So don't make it too hot before you putting the dough. If it is too hot, wait for a while. Just switch off the flame and wait for a while. So now I'm going to start doing the pizza. Just before that, just go ahead and add in pinch of salt to all these vegetables, because if you add before, then it will actually goose out more water. So we don't want that to happen. So we are adding the salt when we are ready to make the pizza. Those who like herbs, you can add herb leaves also. So now I am going to add the dough inside and spread nicely. Make sure the flame is very low, because we want the dough to cook well from both sides. So spread it well and use a fork to give some cuts like this, so that it cooks from both sides. And now in the possible lowest, close it and let it cook. While that is cooking, make sure you close it with a damp cloth. Sorry, I forgot. You need to add some olive oil around the edges. After a few minutes, just see whether it is cooked and flip it over. And now switch off the flame immediately, because the heat is there. We are going to spread the toppings, so we don't want it to get burnt. Add some sauce. Trust me, the ketchup works well for this pizza, but if you like to have pizza sauce, you can always have it. So add a layer of ketchup sauce and then mix all the vegetables well, because we added salt. So sprinkle the onions and the bell pepper. And finally the shredded chicken. You can choose your meat, you can add prawns, you can add any other seafood of your choice. It's up to you. So now the chicken is added. Finally, we need to add the cheese. Cheese is up to you, how much you need and how much you like. You can sprinkle some salt if you want. And I'm going to sprinkle some herbs. Now switch on the flame again to the possible lowest and sprinkle some oil along the corners and close it. So now you can see the cheese is melt nicely, and you can just take it and see whether it is cooked from inside and take it out. So now the pan-made pizza is ready. Make this at home and enjoy with your family. Drop the comments in the comment section below how it turned out to be. Please do try and let me know. Thank you.